Okay, today reporting news. Oh my God. Honestly, any louder. Today reporting news, guys. I got a piercing. Not just one, not just two, but three. And I'm gonna tell you why I did it. A lot of people have been asking me, like, where did I get piercings and why did you get them? And a lot of people didn't expect for me to actually get piercings, but the reason why I actually got them was because I've been wanting them ever since I was like in high school. And it's been a temptation to watch people have piercings all over the year. So whenever I end up making my mind like to get a piercing, the first thing I thought I wanted was a industrial piercing. The reason why I wanted an industrial piercing is because it looks lit as F. And I'm telling y'all, it looks like that, you know? I asked for some advice for Isela, and Isela ended up eventually wanting to go with me. And she went with me. Next thing you know, my dumbass decides to go on a day when you know you work the next day at 5 o'clock in the morning, when you know you're going to be at the shop like, what, 2 o'clock in the morning? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to have like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. So we end up heading there. We went back Saturday. Home. I was at work and I was like, you know, let me just search up a little bit more about the industrial piercing. And oh my God, guys, I was looking so much into this. I was getting scared. I was pussing out. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to get this anymore, because it was saying like, oh my God, it hurts. Another thing was like, you have to take good care of it. Another thing was like, you get bumps in your ear. Another thing is like, you hurt it a lot, like you cannot sleep on it. And I'm a person that I will fall asleep on every side, and I'm a person that moves a lot when I sleep. So that's like a very big concern for me. So that was like, dang, I won't be able to sleep. And then also another thing was like, you would not get a good sleep till like 7 months or 6 months with your piercing on. And then usually another thing was, another video was telling me that if you get the industrial, it will not heal up to a year. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot, you know. I was honestly just done. I was like, you know, I cannot do this. It was already getting close to me clocking out. I was heading to the shop, but then I ended up texting Kayla. Kayla was eventually gonna end up coming with me, but then when it was coming to the time, she had some issues of her not, she couldn't go with me, and Jose eventually was gonna work, so I went by myself. I didn't have no one to hold with, guys. Oh my God. I got there and I was just like, shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got there and there was actually a little bit of line. They were like, oh, it's gonna be an hour wait. There was no hour wait, and I'm so proud of that. I was like, amen, guys. I got there and they're like, how many piercings you want? I was just like, shh, might as well that I'm here, right? I got an industrial piercing, a nose piercing, and a helix. That's a problem that I've been having. Like, it comes out and I just like have to push it back in. I end up paying for it and I'm waiting, and they caught my name real quick. Like always, Estrella. Like, just call me Star, please. Thank you. Thank you. Line, and it was my turn, and I was freaking out. I was just like, this is gonna hurt so bad. I'm gonna regret this. The guy was so badass. I loved him. I wanted to hug him, but you know, too much. He did show me one of his piercings, which was in the tongue. And dude, his hole was so big. Like, oh my God. He had this thick black thing. And he was just like messing around when he was like putting it inside and rolling it with his mouth and just putting it. I was like, he was pulling out the needles. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna bleed to death. Lord, forgive me. With the industrial, please. I was like, oh my God, I was scared. First, he started with the helix. And he's like, breathe deeply, baby. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, I was like, okay, he's gonna do the nose next. No, he's like, turn to your left, baby. And I was like, no. So I hold on to his leg. I was like, And he just went to the first needle, and it did hurt a little bit. Nothing compared to what I watched in, the video. I did teared up on the nose one. I was bleeding a lot in this year because I'm a bleeder. Like, I'm a huge bleeder, guys. Like, you have no idea. So that's out of the way. Another thing is that whenever I just was applying pressure for it to like not hurt. I was honestly, whenever he did the piercing, I was like pressing on it and pressing on it and pressing on it and pressing on it. And then this one as well, because these two were bleeding a lot. This one, I got home, I showered and I cleaned it with salt water. And honestly, guys, I slept on this ear and on this ear. Like, yeah, I don't sleep on it like this, but you know, I slept on it like this. Like, you know, it has a hole into it. So I get to sleep like that. And like, I have no clue how people saying it hurts. Like, I could bend my ear, twist it. I could do this. I can bend my ear, look, and I can move it. And everybody's like saying like, oh my God, it's gonna hurt. No. I do not regret it. It's actually freaking lit. Like, it's not hurting at all. I could twist it. I could mess with it. Like, yeah, it hurts once in a while. But nothing compared to what I was hearing in YouTube. Nothing. Like, it doesn't hurt at all. Like, at all. So, that's out of the way. Another thing is, yeah, you do have to clean it 3 times a day. But I only do it 2 times a day, and it's practically fine. I clean it when I wake up. I clean it before I go to sleep. So basically, when I wake up, what I do is I get some salt. I get the saline from my hospital. Salt water, you know, water and salt water. My brother didn't know what that was. I was like, you make salt water with salt water. Angel, salt water. What is it? It's water mixed with salt. He's like, oh, okay. Dude, I don't even know if my brother's normal at this point. Like, and he is 16. What an embarrassment, guys. What an embarrassment. That's out of the way. Well, some people are not being careful at all, that they end up messing it up. They're like, oh, it's infected, you know. Oh, I have to take it off or this and that. Like, guys, it's not hurting at all. Like, it's not hurting at all whatsoever. So I don't know why people are complaining at the fact that in industrial, it's very delicate. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I guess either they don't have enough balls to actually, like, you know, like, oh my God, it hurts. Like, don't mess with it. Yeah, at first, the first night, it was kind of intense at the fact that, okay, you know, just don't touch it. Like, I almost punched my dog because he was licking it. I was like, do not touch me. Like, I'm not having trouble with it. And before I go to sleep, once I shower, yeah, I get it wet, but I don't get it wet with soap. I'm gonna go back to the shop again. I'm gonna get another piercing right here. And I'm gonna get another piercing right over here. So I'm gonna have 2 of these. Another one right here. And then I'm gonna have another one right here. So, yeah. This is like the bomb, guys. Like, when I got home, I was praying. I was like, God, please. I just pray that my mom understands that she pierced my ears in the first place. Like, there shouldn't be no problem to get 3 more piercings, right? Right? So, God, in the name of Jesus, please don't let her get mad at me. And that she would not kick me out of the house like she told me whenever I was 16. Please, Lord. Amen. My brother was like, where were you at? I was like, I got my ears pierced. And he's like, ooh, let's see what mom says in the morning. I was like, dude, honestly was scared. I was like, okay, whatever. It was Sunday, so I didn't go to work. So it was in the morning. My mom was like, Estrella! I was like, yes. And you know, like every mother does, they never say anything. They just expect you to get up and go to their room. Like, I was like, yes. No answer. No answer whatsoever. I had to get up, go to her room, and then she's like, tengo hambre. And I'm like, you want me to order you something? She's like, sí. And I'm like, ¿qué quiere? She's like, ven para acá para yo escucharte. And I'm like, because I was on the other side of the bed. I go in front of her, and I'm like facing this way, but I had my hair down. I had my hair down, so I was facing this, so she won't see the piercing. She's like, quiero que me ordenas McDonald's. And I'm like, se va a tardar 20 minutos. Ay, no, mejor no. And I was just like, okay. She's like, ¿qué tienes ahí? And I'm like, I was like, God, why? Why? I am so mad at the fact that, you know, everything that she has to see far away, she has to go like this. A ver, dame los lentes. But for this, she didn't have to use her glasses. She just went, she was just like, ¿qué es eso lo que traes allí? I was like, un arete. Ven para acá. Ven para acá. And I showed her. And she's like, this is her face. And I was like, no nomás agarré uno, agarré tres. Se quedó like, a ver. And I'm like, tengo uno aquí. Y tengo uno acá. Dude, she didn't say anything to me. And I was just like, I just walked away laughing. Oh my God, she didn't say anything. Oh my God. And then later that day, I was telling Angel like to wash away. That's whenever he was saying, what is salt water? But whatever. I was cleaning my ears. ¿Qué están haciendo? And I'm like, me estoy lavando los aretes. Ya póngase uno en el culo. And I'm like, I was like, nope. And then Jose, whenever I told him that, he's like, you should have told her no porque va a doler. My mom was seriously mad. And then that day I went to church. I went to church yesterday. And oh my goodness. I went and then I saw my dad. I was just, you know, minding my own business. He looks at me. He was like, he was staring at me. And I could feel him staring because he was like 2 seats away. He was like this. He was pissed. Like he still hasn't talked to me. Still hasn't talked to me. He hasn't even told me anything. And I'm just like, damn, this boy is pissed. Because whenever Priscilla pierced her ear by herself, dude, my mom forced her to take it off. What do you want? Veronica did her belly button piercing. Dude, that shit got infected. It wasn't good. But my mom was pissed. She wanted to yank it off her belly. I was like, oh, like, do it. But now that I got a piercing, like, you better not touch me. My mom's not really a big fan of piercings. But you gotta understand, you pierced us in the first place. Of course you're gonna want to make us pierce in another way. But I feel like now that my dad sees that I got a piercing, he doesn't know about the other two, which I don't think it should be a big deal about it because your wife pierced my ears when I was a baby. So up to now, my mom looks at me and she rolls her eyes on me. Like she cannot look at me with a straight face smiling at me. Like she hasn't smiled at me ever since Saturday. Saturday is whenever I didn't have the piercing. And oh my God, this woman is just like dramatic. Like she just looks at me, she's like, and I'm like, what? Nada? Like, ¿qué? Like, she looks at me like if I did something horrible. She's even lucky I got it when I'm 20. I didn't get it when I was like 16 or, you know, younger. Like, I'm the good child. Like, I don't know why you, like, I'm not always innocent. You know what I'm saying? The people that know me, it makes it seem like I did something horrible. So, this is exactly what happened when I pierced my ears. So, I'm going to get a little close up. So this is my piercing. I got a clear piercing. This one is not looking that bad. Like it's really nice. I might end up changing the jewel a few months and then I'll change it. And then this one, I don't think I'm gonna change it. I really like this jewel. It has a little thingy majigger, the little bolita. Other than that, I really like them. I love them. And I'm gonna just get 2 more like I said. But yeah, guys, I love my piercings. I'm not having any problems with it. I'm not having any pain. People that I saw in YouTube were like, oh my God, I had to take like 3 Advil. I was like, shit, you're just being dramatic right there, girl. Like, like the girls that I've been looking at YouTube were complaining at the fact that, oh my God, I wish I knew this before I get my industrial. So yeah, guys, this was my experience of me getting my piercings and my experience. I didn't get whooped by my mom. And I'm so proud of that. Amen. Yes, I still get whooped sometimes, guys. You're Hispanic. You will get whooped no matter how old you are, guys. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all don't understand. That is my story. And like and subscribe, guys. Mwah.